All right, so Nick, you put your shaker pegs in yesterday, right?
Yes.
Went over with a fine tooth comb. You don't think you got any glue? Okay. And looks like you just blew it out a little bit ago. That should be pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna open up this can of stain. Now listen, normally I like to shake the stain a little bit, but since this can's been open, it's got a few dings on it. I don't want to shake it just in case it's got a leak and it would wind up leaking all over me. So we're just gonna open it up with a paint can opener. And we're gonna grab a little stick rod over here. And what we're gonna do is we're going to get the pigment off of the bottom and get it suspended in the liquid. Go around it. That actually feels pretty good, to be honest with you. Toolboxes, I believe we use at Gunstock. This is gonna be provincial. So this should be no reddish, all brownish. Looks pretty dark in the can. I think it's actually gonna be like a medium brown. Now, I don't think we've stained anything yet in here this year, so we're gonna get a little recap on the stain here. What is the purpose of the brush with the stain? You guys remember? What is the purpose of the brush? Well, kinda. The brush, we're really just gonna use the brush to get it on our project. What really rubs it in and makes it look nice? Yeah, and when does the paper towel start to work its best? Okay, when it gets saturated with the stain. So it soaks up the extra heavy areas, and in the areas that needs more, it will come back out of the rag and go in. Now, remember that the longer you leave the stain on the project, the darker it gets. Now, I'm okay with you putting stain on and letting it sit on there as long as it's not in runs. All right, so as long as it's not like a drip going like this, or it's a drip going over the front edge. So when you go and put the stain on, you need to think about that. Start right up here at the top. Just gonna get down this project here. Now, a lot of times I'll turn the brush sideways, like that. Keep grabbing it out of these wetter areas. Keep moving it right on down. I'll tell you what, this color actually looks fantastic. Do we see any spots where it's running down? You know why we don't? Yes. So, it wasn't totally saturated when I took, oh, here we go. See how we got one coming down like this? So we would just want to make sure that we don't let it do that. So we put some on, we're going to move it in, and we're going to get a whole project. So Nick, I'm going to let you start this here. I'm actually going to let the video run a little bit, and I'm going to let you kind of get it on this front section. Remember that the areas that we often forget are around the sides and around the bottom where it runs on us, all right? So you'll notice that after I put some on, I'll usually chase the sides a little bit. We're gonna let Nick do that. I'm gonna let the video run for a little bit so that we can touch base in a few minutes. I'm gonna come around the room and catch up with a few of you guys. You wanted to put you already did put shaker pegs in? So we're gonna go over this with a fine tooth comb today. Double check that. You want to put pegs in, we're gonna double check on that. You guys are gonna look at the team over there getting the second size on the ones that are not done, right? Okay, ready? Are you ready for pegs too? Okay. Okay, so let's get those out. Let's go to the seat spot. Okay. Alright, so check out again. Go check down there on the floor. What do you got to check out? You're gonna go I'm gonna be honest with you. I want this score to love your safety glasses though with this step here. That stain's got some nasty stuff in it. There might be a better pair up there.
Yeah, I couldn't really see with those.
Okay. It's looking pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I like the color.
Yeah, it's very nice.
I don't know if it's dark on the edges too.
So the reason why it does that on the edges is because it's an end range. That's the way that the water would be going up and down in the tree. But, that looks pretty good. Listen, grab a different pair of safety glasses. Just keep going on it. We're gonna probably call the kids over in a few minutes.
What did I say? Right? Huh? Yeah. It's coming out beautiful, man.
Nick, how you making now? It's been quite a few minutes here, 15 actually. Not looking too bad.
Oh, man, I'm making progress.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. And double check all our real heavy areas. Looks pretty good. Boy, it's really soaking it right up, huh?
Yeah.
That's good. So you can see we got a little bit of glue up in that corner up there. It's not the end of the world. Go around those really good. All right, so listen, I'm going to cut out of the video here, and we're going to touch base with you towards the end of it. And it looks like it's going to take you about all period to get her done, so sit tight, be back in a bit. So it did take you about the whole period to get it done, huh?
Yep.
And we're going to give it a once-over. We're just going to make sure we don't have any real heavy wet areas. Oh, check that out. Look at that. That one snuck right up on us there. So we'd always want to just go over that. Give it a once over. A lot of times the spots.
Inside, like the corners, the same spots we find glue.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Got a little bit in there. Oh yeah, a little bit. So I mean, we could see you got a smidgen of glue up in here, but that's not really too bad.
It kind of goes with the grain.
Yeah, it does go with the grain, so that's not a big deal. If we had like a big old blob or something like that, we'd probably sand it out. Remember, the stain does beautify the wood. It does, however, beautify
All mistakes.
the mistakes and all the imperfections. Like on this wood here, we got a spot where the bites kind of touched it a little bit, and obviously we didn't catch it when we sanded it. So, that would have been a little bit nicer to sand out. But overall, I would say it looks pretty darn good. You got a nice, good single coat coverage on it. Color looks pretty good. So we will be doing polyurethane. That'll be another video. But yeah, we're probably going to put 2, 3, 4 coats of poly and a quick coat of paste wax, and you can take it home. It's going to be in good shape. So that's all there is to the staining. Looks like you did a nice job.